I've spent the last about 20 years in the digital media marketing space and specifically working with the creators and weaving brands into the creator economy. And with that, it changes about every 6 to 12 months because it's the platform technology world. It's exhausting, actually. It's probably part of the reason I decided to launch Margarita, only I didn't realize how hard that was also. But playing on the creator space, when you think about it, the barrier to entry has never been so low. Anyone can get into the game, actually, if they lead with social. But that means everyone's doing it. So in an average day, your typical consumer is hit with 10,000 ads, which if you add all of that content up, could fill an entire football field worth of content. So how do you really get in and make noise with your brand when everyone's doing it? I mean, it's nice to hear that we're all walking around like robots in our subconscious 95% of the time. Maybe that makes it easier, but I think it also makes it very... It makes a lot of sense that you need to partner with creators and influencers. Even the name influencer kind of gives that away. They're clearly influencing our purchasing behaviors and what we do when we actually go in store. So I think if you think of the 2010s was all about direct to consumer, 2020s is all direct to community, because there's really no better way to scale a brand than to infiltrate those small cohorts of communities that all gather online. So I spent a lot of time with a couple brands, and they all relied on these 3 pillars to scale their brands. They also all led with social. But what they did really well to get into these communities is they let their creators play with their brand. They didn't over brand brief them, which a lot of big brands do, honestly, because they have unlimited budgets. So they get carried away with their 5 pages of brand briefs, which can really, if you have teenagers, just kind of make a creator glaze over and not pay attention anymore. If you just give them the brand and let them go play, they will do wonders. If you think about how they interact with the community, they're the entertainers. They're entertaining a fan base on a daily basis and in a language that resonates with that fan base. That's why they're called influencers, right? But the other one is people buy from people. So a lot of brands could do a lot of things. But at the end of the day, when we are on an Instagram or TikTok or wherever we are, there are certain creators that we follow that we just trust for whatever reason. Subconsciously, we look to them, what they're wearing, what they're drinking, how they're doing their hair, their eyebrows, whatever it is. We're looking to them and we are influenced by them, which does matter when you do go to the store, because then subconsciously you just buy it. And because it's so hard going one by one, passionate communities truly do unlock scale. So I'll dig into a couple of these pillars and what some brands did outside of the alcohol space. But the let your creators go play, GoPro did this by just infiltrating really small niche communities that were really active and really passionate and following a few of their creators. So they did it in the kayaking world, the skate world, the surfer world. They picked a few creators in each one. They gave them the product, and the creators just went and played, and they did incredible things with it. And that got the community to also engage in the brand, which then just 100x's the amount of time your brand is seen and the content's shared, because it's not just the creator doing it, it's actually the community themselves doing it. The other examples from my time at FaZe Clan, people buy from people. This has never been more true than in the millennial and Gen Z space. But this brand was nowhere, and overnight got in nationwide to all the 7-Elevens, simply because they infiltrated the gaming workout community, which is niche on niche. But they did it with a few really strong influencers that spoke in a language that resonated with the Gen Z audience. So they were ready for it. They brought them in early days. They even let them kind of help shape some of the branding around the product. So the consumers actually felt like they were a part of this business. So when it does launch, they kind of feel like they're a part of it. And the community just discusses, shares, and it's not just that they're following the creator, it's that they're also looking to each other and having that back and forth, engaging conversation on a daily basis, which makes them closer to each other, which really then creates the community, and the whole thing's kind of cyclical. So passionate communities unlocking scale, is a real thing. And it happened with GoPro, it happened with FaZe and Ghosts. And when you think about the actual creators, the numbers are smaller. In extreme sports, it was 4 million, but the people that watch it are 3 billion. You know, not everyone wants to almost die jumping out of helicopters, but a lot of people will watch that. With gaming, not everyone's as entertaining as they are a gamer. So not everyone can stream and amass this huge audience, but 20 million, but the number of people actually watching are 140 million viewers. So it just scale upon scale. And I think when you're going against the really big guys out there as a new emerging brand, there's no better way than to partner with a creator where it actually, resonates with your brand. You infiltrate into a community, giving them something, so there's a get and a give, and then they start talking and engaging with your brand.